Why is this man going on a killing spree just for 2 kids? Today on ScriptSnaps, I'm going to explain a movie that's full of action and suspense. So make sure to watch the video till the end, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. This man was once just a boy who suffered abuse at the hands of his own mother and was abandoned by his father. Since then, he began dreaming of a place called Neverland, a world where children wouldn't need a mother or a father, a place where they could live freely. He believed that true happiness for children could only exist if they were far from their parents. And with that belief he started his mission, kidnapping children and sending them to Neverland, which in reality meant taking their lives. In his mind, he wasn't killing them. He was setting them free. But the story doesn't end there, asterisk asterisk. The story begins with a boy named Michael. He lives with his sister, his older brother, and their mother. But Michael is always sad, silent, lost in his own world. His sister tries her best to make him smile. She talks to him kindly, stays close, but Michael never seems truly happy. One day, while they're on their way to school, his sister gently says to him, "Look, Michael, you're a good boy, you should try to be happy. Yes, our father left us, but that doesn't mean you should keep hurting mom or yourself. We still have each other." But Michael stays quiet, his eyes still filled with sadness. His sister drops him off at school and walks away. Michael's sister goes to her friend's house. There, the two of them sit and chat for a while. Meanwhile, the same man, the one who kidnaps children, leaves his house again, planning to abduct another child today. Before heading out, he stops at a shop. The shopkeeper tells him, "Hey, the shop is closed." But the man ignores him. He actually needs a mask. He picks up the mask, and as he does, the shopkeeper comes closer and says, "You'll have to pay for that." In response, the man kills the shopkeeper and quickly leaves the place. Back at Michael's school, it's time for dismissal. His sister comes to pick him up, but a little distance from the school, she runs into her boyfriend. The two start talking and get lost in conversation. Michael, without seeing her, starts walking home alone, unaware of what danger lies ahead. As he walks through a deserted path, the same man suddenly appears, throws a rope around him, and kidnaps him, taking Michael away. Michael's sister is still waiting outside the school, but he doesn't show up. Worried, she goes inside and asks the school staff. They tell her, "Michael left a long time ago." Hearing this, she becomes anxious and immediately calls home, but Michael isn't there either. The whole family starts searching for him everywhere, but there's no sign of Michael. Eventually, they inform the police. The police check the nearby CCTV cameras, but they find nothing helpful. Everyone becomes deeply worried. Michael's mother starts crying and blames his sister for everything. "No matter what," she cries, "I want my son back." The house is filled with sadness and tension. Suddenly, the family receives a call from an unknown number. The voice on the phone says, "Forget Michael. I'm sending him to Neverland, a place where he'll live in peace." Later, the same man comes to Michael and says, "Neverland is a place where no one will stop you. You'll be free, and you'll live peacefully. I'm sending you there." Michael starts crying and pleads, "Please send me back home. My family must be so worried about me." He cries until he falls asleep. When the man leaves, Michael wakes up and tries to escape. As he runs, he sees a horrifying sight, bodies lying everywhere. He realizes the man is not just a kidnapper. He's a cold-blooded killer who wants to take everyone to Neverland after killing them. Michael tries to run, but the man sees him and locks him in a dark room. It had been 2 or 3 days since Michael had gone missing. His family was deep in mourning and extremely worried. No one had any idea where Michael was, or whether he was even alive. His mother and sister were devastated. In frustration and sorrow, Michael's mother told his sister, "Leave this house, and don't come back until you bring news of my son." Heartbroken, Michael's sister went to her friend's house to seek help. Her friend's family offered their support and suggested she visit a man whose son had also mysteriously disappeared a few years ago, just like Michael. They all went to the old man's house. He told them the full story of how his son had gone missing and said, "I don't think Michael will come back, because my son never did. The man who takes the children, he kills them all." Hearing this, Michael's sister was deeply disturbed. Everyone returned to their homes, filled with fear and sorrow. The next morning, horrifying news broke. The same man had attacked the school, killed the bus driver, and taken an entire school bus full of children into the forest, where he murdered them all. Upon hearing this, Michael's sister rushed to her friend's house, terrified, because her friend's younger brother also studied at Michael's school. Luckily, he had stayed home that day due to a leave, and thus his life was spared. Since it was already late, Michael's sister decided to spend the night at her friend's house. But that same night, the killer returned. He broke into the house with a knife. First, he murdered the boy's sister, then his father. Michael's sister saw all this while hiding quietly. The killer killed everyone present in the house and finally kidnapped the boy. She saw him put the boy into a van and drive away. Michael's sister quickly grabbed a vehicle and started following the van to save the boy. The girl kept following the man until she finally reached a remote, desolate place, his hideout. She quietly sneaked inside his house. As soon as she entered, the man appeared on the security camera. She watched him silently from her hiding spot. The man looked terrifying. His body was covered in wounds, and his fingernails were torn off. He was filthy, disturbing, and monstrous in appearance. A little while later, he brought the kidnapped boy to Michael and said with a sinister smile, "Michael, be happy now, your friend is here." He told them he wanted to send them to Neverland, a strange imaginary place from which no one ever returns. Laughing wickedly, he said, "Let's see who the lucky one will be to go first." He picked up the other boy to kill him first. Michael began to cry helplessly. Just then, his sister found him. She rushed to him, and together they tried to escape, but there was no way out. When the man realized Michael had tried to run, he lost control. In a fit of rage, he killed his own wife first. Then, he started searching for the two siblings. Eventually, he entered the same room where Michael and his sister were hiding. Both were trembling with fear. But in that moment, an idea struck them. Michael's sister stayed hidden. As the man began attacking